A very good morning, everyone. This is Prithvi, and in this video, we are going to discuss all the amendments regarding the CA Foundation Business Law, December 2021 attempt. We have a total of 5 amendments in this session, and we can expect any one of these to be in our exams also. Very simple amendments, easy amendments. Let's go through them. We'll keep this video very short and crisp. So, coming to the first amendment is in the concept of one-person company. As we all know, one-person company, previously we had a concept that the one-person company's member and the nominee shall be a natural person, Indian citizen, and a resident of India. Now the amendment goes like the resident concept has been removed out. Now, in previous provisions, we have discussed a person to be called as resident individual must be staying in India for at least a period of 182 days. But now this concept has removed. That means we need not have a person to be stayed in India for 182 days. But a particular provision regarding the number of days of a particular person stay in India is being included, and they say that though he is not a resident of India, that means he need not be a resident of India, but his stay in India must be at least of a 120 days. At least 120 days stay in India must be there, though he is not a resident. To satisfy the word resident, his stay in India must be probably 182 days. But now the concept says, though he is not a resident of India, at least 182 days concept is not applicable, but he must be staying in India for a period of 120 days, at least a period of 120 days. This concept is again applicable to both the member and the nominee of a one-person company. So now the new concept is the subscriber, that is a member, and the nominee shall be a natural person, Indian citizen, and he may or may not be a resident, whether he is resident of India or not, but his stay in India shall be at least a period of 120 days. Previously it was 182 days, and he must be resident of India. These two concepts have been removed out, and new concept to be now learned is he may or may not be a resident, and his stay in India must be at least 122 days, and this concept is applicable to both the member and nominee as well. So this is the first amendment, and it is my expectation this might be showing up in your exams. Okay. Second amendment is also from the concept of one-person company itself. As we have discussed in our classes, one-person company can be converted, and these conversion provisions we have divided into two parts: a voluntary conversion and a compulsory conversion. If you remember, compulsory conversion was applicable when the threshold limits were met, the paid up share capital and the turnover limits. If they exceed the prescribed limit of amount, then they have to compulsorily convert themselves into another type of a company, that is 50 lakhs and 2 crores. And voluntary conversion can be done only after expiry of 2 years from the date of incorporation. Now the amendment in this provision is this particular 2 years limit has been removed out, omitted out. That means a one-person company incorporated as on today can be converted into any other type of a company voluntarily on the next day itself. There is no requirement of waiting for any 2 years period. Now such 2 years period has been removed out. Amendment says you can convert a one-person company into any other type of a company without having any waiting period after its incorporation. So this concept of waiting of 2 years has now been omitted out. So this is the amendment regarding one-person companies. Two amendments. First, he may or may not be a resident, and his stay in India must be at least for 120 days. His in the sense I am talking about both the subscriber to memorandum and the nominee also. And getting to the second amendment, it is also from one-person company. Voluntary conversion required to the one-person company, the member of a one-person company, to wait for a period of 2 years from incorporation to convert itself. But now such point has been removed. That means they can get converted even before 2 years of incorporation. So this is the amendment in one-person companies, first and second amendments. The third amendment comes up with the small company provision. Small company provision says that yes, if you are meeting these threshold limits, then you can be termed as a small company. And the threshold limits given to us were paid up share capital and turnover. These limits shall not be exceeding 50 lakhs and shall not be exceeding 2 crores. This was the limits earlier given to us. Now these limits have been omitted. These limits have been amended out. These limits have now been changed out. These limits now say a paid up share capital shall not be greater than 2 crores and a turnover shall not be greater than 20 crores. This was bound to happen. Previously, the maximum limits were amended in the previous attempt. Now the amendment was given in the actual amounts. Previously, it was 50 lakhs and 2 crores. Now this amount has been amended. For paid up share capital, they are giving an amount of 2 crores, and for paid turnover, they are giving an amount of 20 crores. This is the amount changes in small company definition. Other than that, small company remains the same. So small company, to be a small company, your paid up share capital shall not exceed, as of now, 2 crores, and turnover shall not exceed 20 crores. So this is a new provision regarding the small company definition. So that sums up the third amendment of our session, that is small company definition. Amounts have been changed out. And another definition has been changed out, that is the listed entities definition. Listed entity definition previously included any entity, any company, any body corporate where any of its securities are recognized, are listed on any of a recognized stock exchange. Now it gives an exception which is given by SEBI. SEBI, as we all know, Securities Exchange Board of India, though certain securities are listed on a recognized stock exchange, SEBI may provide a listing obligation exception for certain securities. If certain securities have been exempted from such list, then you are not called as a listed entity and the provisions of listing companies will not be applicable to you. But I am not expecting a question from it, so I have not included that particular amendment in your book. And the last amendment, fourth amendment, is regarding the penalties. Penalties specifically for a Section 8 company. If you remember, Section 8 company is a company which is incorporated for charitable objectives. If a company is incorporated for charitable objectives and it violates any provisions given in the Section 8 definition, that is Companies Act, or any provisions which are provided to it by the central government, then central government has an option to impose penalty on such a company. And such penalty has been now changed up. Penalty, I am assuming penalties have not been tested as of now in the foundation level. We are not going to expect this question, but still it's an amendment. It is to be on the safer side. Just go through this once. The amended part, I am pretty sure you might have skipped all the penalty amounts for your preparation. Now just go through the amended part and you should be good for the exam. So if you are not complying with any provisions given by the Companies Act regarding Section 8 company or any provisions which are given to you by the central government, then a company will be imposed a penalty of rupees 10 lakhs to 1 crores. Actually, there is no change in this particular point, and a director officer who is in default shall be fined with an amount of a minimum of 25,000 and which may extend up to 25 lakhs. And previously there was an imprisonment concept of a period up to 3 years. Now that point has been omitted out. No imprisonment for a director officer who has committed any default in complying the provisions of Section 8. So this point has been removed. So to be summing out this penalty provision, a company will be liable for a penalty of 10 lakhs to 1 CR and an officer / director will be imposed a penalty of rupees 25,000 to 25 lakhs. So this is your new provision for Section 8 penalties. Study only this part should be enough for the exam. So this is a video for your amendments for Business Law CA Foundation December attempt. Please do leave a comment if you have any doubts regarding the amendment points or any other topics. We'll get back to you. Thank you so much.